Basketball talk like you've never heard before. It's time for the most exciting basketball podcast, starring NBA great Damon Jones and Jake from Jake's Takes. Get ready for Ballin Out with Jake and Damon.
Welcome to Ballin Out. I am Jake, and I want to introduce my co-host, NBA great Damon Jones. What's up, Damon?
What's going on, Jake? Excited for this episode of Ballin' Out, my friend.
I am even more excited because we got a lot of NBA news to discuss. So let me remind you all what our new podcast, Ballin' Out, is all about. Damon and I have teamed up to bring you NBA insight, entertainment, and inside info you won't find elsewhere. My co-host Damon is an NBA champion, winning the title with the great LeBron James and the Cavs in 2016, and was a lethal three-point shooter in the NBA. And I am 11-year-old Jake, host of the Jake's Takes Sports podcast. So get ready, because together, Damon and I are ballin' out.
Each week we're going to start by looking around the league for some of the NBA headlines and stories to discuss. So let's start balling out by taking a tour around the NBA.
Number one.
Let's start in the Eastern Conference with the Atlanta Hawks. Man, the Hawks are hot. Everyone was expecting the Hawks to take a huge step forward this year. And after a rough patch, they're now rolling. Trae Young and the squad are on a 6-game winning streak. Danilo Gallinari just entered into the starting lineup and seems to have made this team relevant again. If they keep playing like this, how far do you think they can make it into the playoffs?
I think they can win a round, Jake. I think now that everybody's healthy, like you said, Danilo Gallinari, he's back healthy. Collins is playing well. Clint Capella, he's man in the paint. And I think they're doing a great job, all led by Trae Young. You never want to see a coach get fired. But I think right now, with the new coaching change, they're taking this team to another level.
Just extending on that whole Clint Capella thing, he's a monster, sewing up the middle just as good as any big man in basketball. This team is just super deep. Sometimes we forget when teams start losing, but the Hawks are actually the same team they were before the season, if not better. A super deep team with a ton of energy, and personally, I love to watch them. They are so fun to watch.
Number two.
Now turning to the Northwest. CJ McCollum just returned from injury for the Portland Trail Blazers. While he was out, Dame Lillard needed to put the whole Blazers team on his back to get some dubs. The Blazers were already good, so the return of CJ might be just what they need to get to the next level. By the way, Damon, do you know when Nurkic will return? We could be sleeping on this team, Damon.
I don't think anybody in the NBA is sleeping on a team with Damian Lillard, Jake. CJ McCollum coming back is going to be a huge boost. Nurkic, whenever he gets healthy, which I think probably will be next 2-3 weeks, this team is going to be a force to reckon with in the Western Conference.
Yeah, it's just crazy. Dame can lift a team like that. But also, when CJ's in the game, it's such a game changer for Portland. You got to guard both of those stars. They can make a three from anywhere on the floor and don't even need to have their feet set. They're two of the best scorers in the entire league. Just wait until Nurkic returns. We might finally get to see the Blazers make the deep playoff run we've been expecting them to do for many years.
Number three.
And finally, let's take a look at the Philadelphia 76ers. The 76ers just took a massive blow, losing Joel Embiid for at least a couple of weeks. Joel has been carrying the Sixers on his back, and he is the main reason for their success. He's been averaging almost 30 points, about 11 rebounds, with very high efficiency. Damon, do you think Ben Simmons, Tobias Harris, and the rest of the team will step up and allow them to continue to succeed?
I think so, Jake. This is a good basketball team. They're not just number one in the East only because of Joel Embiid. I mean, he's been playing MVP caliber basketball, but this team is really good, and they're deep. Coached by Doc Rivers, who's doing a phenomenal job with this team, taking over for Brett Brown last season. I expect this team to continue to keep winning, and when Joel Embiid gets back, they're going to get him right back into the fold and continue to lead the Eastern Conference in wins.
I hope you're right, but personally, I don't think so. I think Joel is too much to lose, and nothing on Ben, but I don't think he can step into those shoes. In today's NBA, how can you have a team leader that can't even make a wide-open three-point shot? The Sixers are going to struggle going from Embiid to Dwight Howard and Tony Bradley. Right now on Ballin Out, it's time for our spotlight feature on one player in the NBA who's getting noticed and standing out with his exceptional play. It's time for Watching You. This week, the nod goes to the Milwaukee Bucks superstar, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Giannis is giving defenses a ton of problems in the 3 games that's following his perfect All-Star game showing, where he won the MVP. He's been a man on a mission. In all 3 games, he's registered a triple-double. It's as if the All-Star game reminded him that he is the MVP of this league, and that he can do it again. Damon, what do you think? Do you think he's back up there in the contention for the MVP again?
Well, I think, Jake, personally, I don't think he's in the top 4 right now. He started off kind of slow, but he has picked it up. And because of his play, the Milwaukee Bucks is climbing in the Eastern Conference. I have him 4th right now behind LeBron James, Jokic, Joel Embiid, and I'll put him 4th. But if he continues to play the way that he's playing, they're going to continue to climb in the standings in the Eastern Conference, and they're definitely going to be a tough outcome playoff time.
It's funny, Damon, because in years past, Giannis led his Bucks to the best record in the Eastern Conference by a long shot, only to fall short in the playoffs. This year, they aren't nearly as dominant so far, and I think this might actually be a blessing in disguise. The adversity they're facing now will prepare them for a deep playoff run and hopefully get Giannis to the NBA Finals. Get ready, because on Ballin' Out, we're going to take advantage of having Damon Jones as my co-host. Being a former NBA player, he's connected with tons of players. Damon's got the inside info we all don't have access to. So now it's time for, Hey Damon, tell us the truth. All right, Damon. What do NBA players really feel about Kawhi Leonard? Is he good enough as a teammate? I know Serge Ibaka is always defending Kawhi, saying he's different behind closed doors, he's a different person. But Kawhi always shows up with one goal to take care of business. But does he not talk enough? Be more vocal as a leader, Kawhi. Does his quiet personality bother other players?
No, it doesn't bother other players, Jake. I think Kawhi is his own man, and he goes about his business the way that he does, and it's been successful for him. He's won 2 NBA championships. He's been Finals MVP twice, and he took a Toronto Raptors team that wasn't expected to win the NBA title, as good as they were. He put those guys on his back and put them over the hump. Guys don't get bothered about that. They want a guy that's going to come out and do his job every single night and be accountable. And that's what Kawhi Leonard does. And I think he's a good player. and he's definitely going to help his Clippers basketball team this year get to their goals.
Okay, but let me ask you. You played with LeBron. Would you have liked it if LeBron was quiet? We all know how much of a leader LeBron is. But imagine if he was quiet. He's a vocal guy. And that is one of the reasons that he's such a great leader. Would you have mind if he wasn't so vocal?
Well, like I said, Jake, guys are different. And Kawhi Leonard, leads the way that he leads. LeBron James is a different guy. I mean, he's the best player to ever play the game of basketball. His leadership is second to none, and that's his role. And every player is not going to be a LeBron James, vocal or lead the way that he leads. So, that's what makes the league so good. There's a lot of diversity with all-stars and the best players in the game, and no two players are alike. So I think it's a good deal.
You're right about that. Nobody can be a LeBron James. Everyone loves a good old-fashioned, passionate debate. So now on Ballin Out, it's time to duke it out. It's one thing to get drafted, but it's next level to win Rookie of the Year. Every year, the league is blessed with new young talent coming onto the scene and making some noise. If the season ended today, who's your pick for Rookie of the Year?
Come on, Jake. You have to ask that question. We all know it's LaMelo Ball. LaMelo Ball has came into this league and taken it by storm as a rookie. He has right now the Charlotte Hornets 5th place in the Eastern Conference. Have we ever said that about the Charlotte Hornets? And it's all because of LaMelo Ball's play.
Okay, so it's very hard to argue with that pick, Damon. He's Showtime. But have you seen Anthony Edwards? He's scored at least 21 points in 7 out of his last 8 games. He's dominating. I know LaMelo started off strong, but Edward is not only scoring at will, but making highlight reel dunks every other night. I don't know, Damon. You might be right in that LaMelo has the lead right now, but Edwards looks like he's the guy. Did you even consider him, Damon?
I consider him because, he's scoring the basketball very well, and like you said, he has highlight dunks. But the Minnesota Timberwolves are not winning games, Jake, and that's what this game is all about. You want to be a winner. And if you could come in and have the impact that LaMelo Ball is having on the Charlotte Hornets, then that's my Rookie of the Year.
I just still can't get over that dunk. Edwards just killed Watanabe. Killed him. I was watching the game and my jaw dropped. It looked like a murdering sight. Did you see that dunk, Damon?
I saw the dunk, and it was an exceptional dunk. And I've been on the other side of a guy dunking on me, so I know how electrifying that one play is and how it helps your team in that particular game. But come on, Jake. Minnesota's only won 9 games. How can we give this guy Rookie of the Year when LaMelo Ball has the Charlotte Hornets in 5th place at this point in the Eastern Conference?
I hear that. Well, this has been an awesome episode of Balling Out. We covered lots of topics around the NBA. Damon, I'm heading down to Miami in a few days and hope to go see the Heat versus the Suns. Should be a stellar matchup. Maybe you can tell your boy CP3 to put on a show for me.
It's definitely going to be a show. We're talking about 2 of the hottest teams in the NBA fighting. Miami is fighting to move up in the Eastern Conference. And the Phoenix Suns, what can we say about CP3 and that basketball team? They're winning games and they're at the top of the Western Conference. I think both teams are primed and ready to give you a show, Jake. And you know CP3, he's always going to put on the show.
I can't wait. Wishing you all a fabulous week, and see you next time on, say it with me, Damon.
Ball